Welcome to the Solemn Vanguard channel. Today we do a Q&A with my friend Jay, the fucking pro meister. This is way better, by the way.
Francis Kenny asks, how do you build your deck around the metagame? Does playtesting actually help you understand your deck more?
Right, so this is basically for both of us, I assume. I mean, obviously playtesting will help. I think you need to be at a point where you play your deck so damn much that you know every single interaction by heart.
That's true.
So that you can basically work on playing your opponent rather than playing your deck.
Yeah. Also, knowing the metagame is very good. Because if you want to build around it, like with Cradle Mantles or like Tech Urns, mostly Cradle Mantles, like the one that says pay counterblast if you attack so often or unlock a card. Just
the most simple metagame changes can do so much to you. Like, if you know Chaos is coming, you can tech in pokers, and that's so obvious, but there are so many more subtle little differences that really matter. Like me running Saber Flows really fucks with Chaos.
For the control game.
Yeah, Chaos and Overlords. Whereas, okay, I think I would run it regardless, but it really helps. So like, it changes everything, knowing the metagame, playtesting your deck to a point where you know it by heart so you can focus on your opponent rather than yourself.
Cavalry Solemn Vanguard asks, which tri deck is better, Messiah or Lord? I'm rooting for Lord here.
Well, the thing is, you will be replacing the new Luard with the new Luard.
Yeah, but you're also playing... Are you playing the old one or is the Witch still better?
I think
we have also to talk about upgrading the deck.
Yeah.
Like, Luard is just getting support, so getting the old Luard trial deck might be better.
Yeah, but then again, the Messiah trial deck is more complete, so it's kind of
It's true. I mean, I got both of them, and they're both really good.
It depends, I guess. I think we're going to replace the grade 3 Luard, or maybe run only 2.
Yeah.
And in that case, I would say Messiah, but if you don't, then maybe Luard.
Yeah, really depends on how much you want to upgrade that.
Yep.
Okay. For Q&A, from Luke from New York. Solemn, as a great nature player, what is your best strategy to deal with Chaos up to and with its new support? Any tips and trick? I run almost the same deck as your belly deck, and I want any advice you can give me.
Lose.
Well, that's a pessimistic side.
There's nothing you can do. Like, you said new support, so I'm assuming you mean the Stargate booster. If you mean the Stargate booster, you just lose. There is nothing you can do. They will lock from hand. We did, like, people were saying, oh, Barul is cool. And I was like, yes, he's cool, but why doesn't he unlock or give resist to deal with Overlord? Like, something, because right now we are forced into running fucking Lesser Writer in order to make our new big belly. Have resist in order to get around stupid Denial Griffin, and then with a new lock, I mean, we're dead. Like,
about Denial Griffin, they should really put that thing on 1.
Yeah.
Like Japan has Heteroron on 1, and that thing is...
But that's your Chronicle guy being salty, right?
No, I'm fine with him on 1.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a really good G-guard. He can prevent things before they happen, but you're getting something out of it. And with Denial Griffin, you just straight up kill something, so...
Speaking of getting something out of him...
Some days you don't. Some days the opponent deleter player just gets it given back.
Funny thing, so we've been playtesting for 2 days. He had surrounded me 3 times, and all the 3 times I got back the exact unit he blasted away. So one time he blasted away Saberflow, I got it back. Crayon Tiger, I got it back. And then in Deleter, Given, I got it back.
That hurt the most. Other 2 things I was okay with. So yeah, back to your question, Luke. Yeah, Great Nature really doesn't have any chances against the new Chaos at the moment.
Yeah.
It's top tier, and Great Nature is a really good deck to play and really fun, but it's just too rearguard reliant and you don't have any way to work with your rearguards if they are locked.
You could rush, I mean, if you're really lucky and you get like the Mike, Duckbill something and then rush him to dev and crit, and sure, but I mean, that's not a really reliable strategy or anything. So no, you just die.
Yeah. Archer is asking, how compatible will the support cards be with Blade Wings? He's talking about the support cards we just talked about in this Sharad video. It's not focusing. So, in my opinion, not really any compatible, because Blade Wing is all about stalling, and when you either you stall and in the late game you just rush them down with assassins, or you win through deck out, or you just OTK them with Demagogue with the assassins. These are your game plans. Your regas are only there to soul charge, and the new Shard support, especially the new triple rare, is mostly there for guard restriction and power ups, and you don't have that in Blade Ring. So it's better to just keep it in Shard. It will be the better deck after the support. Blade Wing will die out.
The thing with Blade Wing is the whole game plan is you soul charge so much, you got your gigantic soul, and then you're really close to decking out, but because of your gigantic soul you can survive anything, and then next turn you do your tie bolt and you do the whole thing again. So if you don't have that, if you don't stride tie bolt, you would go into Balam or something, you will just deck out consistently.
That's true. Also, you lose out on your soul, and if you don't have a soul in Blade Ring deck, your defense isn't nearly as good.
Yeah, so it's just not compatible. Just not at all. Don't even try.
Okay, how do I pronounce this? AWC23 Xeno asks, what are the weakest points of gear? At the moment, definitely the first ride where you use Pegasus. I already proxied the Jet Z variants, and it's kind of a point where you're getting started. You get a good hand, it's true, but you're not really pushing for anything. And when your opponent can push harder, like the new Victor, that's a real problem for you. Also, you don't really have a game plan other than you stride Pony, you stride Gear next, then you go into Visor or Dust, which is the only win opportunity, which is really reliant right now. Other than that, the ZTB is not really, it's not really pushing enough.
Yeah, I will say, however, Jay says this from a perspective from absolute competition. So if you're like playing, let's say, Amaruda, and you're going, but I always get beaten by ZTB. Yes, because ZTB destroys Amaruda, but
yeah, ZTB is a good deck, don't get me wrong.
But if you put it in the actual competitive scene we're getting, Victor, Chaos, it's not as, it's just not as painful. Like people can go, but you get an extra turn, but that extra turn doesn't matter.
Yeah, like we tested that, right?
Yeah, we tested it a lot already. We both proxied it, we both played. It's the same thing. Sure, it's really good, really good, but it's not as good as Victor and Chaos, in my opinion.
At the moment, your game plan is go into the first few strides, survive, keep your sheeps in hand, keep your ponies alive, or just keep them in hand. You can search them out anyway, and then go Dust.
Yeah.
Because Dust is practically oh shit I win button.
Yeah, Dust is stupid. We tested it. I had 3 PGs in hand. I had, I think, 120k
shield.
Yeah, 120k
shield.
And
3 perfect guards. I took his Gigants away because he's grade 1.
Yeah.
And
Dust auto wins. Like people going Ultima is better. I'm like, no.
Dust is just better.
Not even
Ultima
close.
is still very good, but Dust there's like
Dust.
Here's Dust and there's Ultima, and then the rest of the Xerath Dragons.
It's like Dust, Ultima, and then the rest is right here. Like right above.
Stark is maybe a bit higher.
Stark, but like Dust is dumb.
Brandon Voe asks, what other decks do you think have been under the radar besides Dark Oraculars? In English form, definitely the leader. The Japanese guys already got it figured out and spamming the shit out of this deck, but here I don't really see the deck that often. Mm-hmm. I know people know that it's strong. I hear people complaining about it, but I'm not seeing it anywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just also hella boring. Like I own the deck now. I played against Jay. He loved every second of it. But it's so boring to play. But you do auto win. It's such a ridiculous deck. And then of course also Big Belly. I think is a really good deck actually. Apart from when Chaos and Victor comes out, then everything will just be a shit deck in comparison.
Yeah. I have to say Victor really was under the radar.
Yeah,
it was like the new set came out, everyone was like, oh shit, the new Messiah GR is really good.
Yeah.
And that didn't even get played. And then, oh shit, the new Chaos stuff is good. That's true. And oh shit, Deleter, you see if I just talk about Link Joker here? And suddenly you see like Overlord getting stomped by Victor, Overlord's getting stomped by Victor again, and you're
Chaos
like, wait,
stomped,
Victor's really OP now.
Yeah, Victor is broken as fuck. Like if you think Gear is a problem, you didn't play against Victor yet. So wait, getting back to the question, the leaders, Big Belly.
Oh yeah, Big Belly also. He plays it. I got screwed over by that today a couple of times, won a couple of times. Really good when you know how to pilot it, but since Chaos is a thing, it's not meta reliant.
And also, Big Belly doesn't like seeing hetero hound, so hetero round.
Yeah, except when you're called Maxime.
Yeah, because then you just get your crayon back. He's like, yeah, crayon.
Just,
I'm like,
just joking.
The funny thing is, actually said like, well, I bet I'm getting it back, and then it was there.
Kevin Loon, hey today with the 8. Just a question: how do you think Nobatama will fare after GBD 14? Tough question, because we only saw like the new Shiranui Grade 3, which is just a better version of the one you already have. If you don't get way better rare guards, I think it will fall down again. Because it fell, after the popularity rise, it fell down because people realized, okay, early game is really weak.
Is that really the issue though? Because I feel like, yes, the early game is weak, but more importantly, they don't really get a lot of resources. Like they have the grade 2 that binds and then you get it to hand. But apart from that, they don't really have any gigantic draws, right?
Yeah, that's true. They don't have any gigantic draws. They have a lot of field manipulation.
Yeah.
With the bind cards and then power up. That's really good. But you see, like Mega Colony just does that for free. Like the 21k with the grade 3 or the 16k with the grade 2.
Yeah.
Chaos has Glue Ball Dragon for power ups. Aqua forces Alexandros and just beats the shit out of you.
Yep.
Yeah, those 11k hits you get from Nobatama aren't really that good at the moment. If you don't get better side support, the deck will fall under again. But we're still very early at the beginning. They just released 3-4 cards from Nobatama, so you can't really answer that question.
Yeah, and we have 2 spots for triple R, so they could either be Genesis, 1 Genesis, 1 Nobatama, or 2 Genesis.
Yeah.
So if you maybe get some crazy stride that fixes everything, sure, it will become good. But for now, it will probably just stick right where it's at. Considering that new support is coming out, like sure, it's better, but considering new support is also coming out, it will just rise.
Yeah, also that Arsenal thing and Drugman doesn't really work with Nobatama because you like beat their whole field away. So you dominate one unit, it hits, and then the field is gone.
Yep.
And your own units don't hit for that much.
Yep. I mean, Drachma could be very fun with the discard something girl.
Yeah,
then you're playing another version of Nobatama.
That could work. But as I said, we have to see what else is coming. Oh, another question for me. I'm just taking them as they come, so...
It's the Solemn Vanguard.
You can go now. You can come up here. Justin Dunbar asks, question for Jay, how often do you test prepare for an event? What's your testing routine? So, you don't want to know how often I sit in front of my PC and just play against myself.
Same.
So I do that a lot. I'm meeting with friends every week, and if I can, I'm watching a lot of VGCS video, so just to see what the meta will become.
Yep.
Looking at deck lists is good. Yeah, just play the shit out of your deck.
Talking to pro YouTubers.
Talking to pro YouTubers, yeah.
I do the same thing. I talk to pro YouTubers. I actually do the play testing.
Yeah, you can talk to some pros, but if you're very new to the scene, you don't yet know
people.
You need to get to know people. Play the shit out of your deck. Test everything that's possible. Net deck if you want to. It's not a bad thing to do. Like the Japanese people are getting everything before us. It's really hard for us to figure decks out before they do.
Yep. But most importantly, if you net deck, you should know why everything was put in there.
Don't just net deck a list. Like when you net deck a Sherrod list and you play that, you will fail if you don't think about what you're doing.
I've seen people net decking my decks and it's fine, I don't care. Like Vanguard isn't a very creative deck building kind of game because we don't have enough depth and interactions yet. I think that will come. people were really angry when I said that would come with hand trap kind of things. Oh, it ruined Yu-Gi-Oh! Not realizing that instants in Magic actually make the game way more interesting. So I think when depth is added into the game, deck building will get more creative. So regardless, I do see people, and that's my actual point, I do see people net decking, but then completely misusing cards and what they were meant to be in the deck. And so if you net deck, as we said earlier, you should be just playing the deck against no one at least 100 times, so you know every single interaction by heart, and that way you can actually play the mind games and so forth against your opponent when actually in a tournament. And so that's probably really dirty to say, but if you don't have to be thinking like, oh, what should I do, and instead can see, oh, my opponent is tilting right there, I could help him out with that, then that will probably help you out. So you should know your deck so fucking well that you are able to play the opponent rather than play the deck.
Yeah, know your deck very well and try to know other decks at least a bit. Yeah, that helps. But if you don't have to think about your deck anymore, you can just play it. That really helps. So you keep a clear mind. Who's your Vanguard waifu? Question from Juna Crawford.
It's you. My Vanguard waifu is a cheer girl Adelaide.
The fucking heel from Spike Brother?
Yes.
You're living meme.
Meow. Oh, what's yours?
I forgot.
You forgot?
Oh, no, wait, it's Uluru.
It's who?
Uluru. So please, Bushi, if you see this, Uluru is a TB heel in the GBT14 set. If you already got one another stuff,
give her
scratch it.
Yeah, give her bunny ears and then she'll be a CTB as well.
Oh yes, please.
What about slapstick worker?
Slapstick worker with bunny ears?
Yes, let that be your waifu.
Holy shit. Kenshio, I'm so sorry, Adrian, if I said that wrong.
Just keep butchering those names. It's
yeah, I'm on it.
It's a household thing now.
Do you think Gear Groovy is compatible with ZTB? Not anymore. Jet Z really doesn't work with the next age engine because he's in 11K, and that nothing will change that except a boost. You don't have a space for a Gear Groovy. That are the 2 points. You don't have space and Jet Z doesn't work, and you don't want to be on Jet G because Jet Z is just so good.
Yeah, and I mean, you can also just run 2 Gear Next, go into Visor, flip down and keep redoing
doing Gear Next. So yeah, so don't bother playing GG. I'm sad that I don't can play him anymore. I really like him. But
I have an SP next stage from him.
Yeah.
So that's hella sad. It's in my binder.
Yeah,
now.
by SGR at SP next stages / Gear Groovies, whatever. Yep. Ali asks, any questions on how to grow a small community? Okay.
I'm assuming you're talking about a YouTube community, or do you mean in a shop? What do you think he actually means? Do you mean?
I think he means in a shop. But I'm a shop player and you're a YouTuber, so that's why I guess.
Okay, so how about we answer both?
Yeah, okay, you'd go first.
I go first. So for YouTube, first of all, hella clickbait. So, okay, if you want some actual mind tricks right here, you should make videos that, first of all, of course, are good. Like, don't take your phone from 1998 and film your deck profile with candle lights and
but what if I like a romantic?
Yeah, it would be very romantic, but I mean, like, people expect a certain level of quality as far as recording and everything goes, because, well, that's the standard. Like, there are people with $1 million budgets making insane YouTube videos, so the least you can do is make like a $100 budget video that's like kind of up there, so people can actually watch it without having to sit through technical problems. But then, most importantly, if you get hate, answer it. So the normal thing is usually, oh, you don't have to answer negative comments, it's just blah, blah, blah. No. You have to answer negative comments, because then those cunts think, ha, I got him now, I will get him even more angry. But actually, you're sitting there being, you're giving me engagements, and then those engagements make it so your content actually grows in the charts and more people see it. So when I uploaded my tier lists to Reddit, you would have loads of people going, "Oh, tier lists are bullshit," and I would answer them, and they would answer me, and I would get like 100 comments in a night, and I would be top of Reddit for 2 days, and that way you get a lot of people. So that's a little thing right there. Like, don't mind negative comments. Really try to get those people really extra angry so you can keep growing in ratings. And now we can go to the positive thing with the shops.
Well, first of all, you have to get them angry now. So if you want to build a community in a shop, if you don't know if people are playing Vanguard in your shop, where you probably receive them if they don't play Vanguard. You can also always ask in Facebook groups. There are like 1 million of them. Yeah. Just ask around, is there a shop where I live, yada yada, and just go there or travel a bit. Just ask your friends if they want to play Vanguard. Trial decks are very cheap for what they have in there now. If they like it, the community will grow, and there will come people asking like, what the fuck is that game? And maybe they will be interested.
Yeah, that's actually patience.
Yeah, you can't force anyone to play Vanguard.
Yeah, and especially like in our shop, it started off a few years ago with like 3 friends of mine, and they said, "Hey Maxim, let's come play this game." And I was like, "Sure, I'll buy a trial deck." And then I played and it was fun, and then I brought a friend and that friend played, and suddenly our locals seemed a little bigger than it really was. And then the Yu-Gi-Oh guys were like, "Hey, there's a few people playing a game, let me try one time." And then suddenly you have 8 people instead of 3 sitting there, not necessarily permanent people, but like just a few people playing the game. And then maybe Magic players will see like, "Hey, what are they doing? There are 8 people playing this new game. Oh, I'm gonna try it." And so you kind of grow, but it has to be steadily. People have to see a certain thing many times before they will actually buy. If you want to get into real businessy stuff right here, for my company Solemn Tones, it usually takes 4 times of people seeing the ad before they actually consider going for a buy. So if you with your community are actually consistently going to the shop and having people come in and new people and like trying out the game, after 4 times, other people from other card games might go like, "Oh, wait, what is that? Okay, I'll try it out." So that's something to consider. It takes patience.
Steam Artist asks, question, estimate how much ZZ will cost. I say 15 to 20. And I thought you said 25.
Yeah, I think 25. I'm considering the Asha and Gridora release prices when they just came out.
Well, Asha has personality.
Yes.
And that's why it's so high. And Gridora also. And Gridora looked really evil from her effect. It was something totally new. So hype train. Yeah. Get your tickets. And Jet Z doesn't look that cool. From the effect. Yeah, his artwork looks cool. But he's not like, holy shit, that's OP.
Yeah.
It just works with the deck, so I think people will price it lower because it doesn't look so high from the effect.
Yeah, but then also consider ZTB is popular with competitive players, so I do think you will have like more serious players bidding the price up. But I mean,
I guess it will be around the 20, maybe more, maybe less.
Yeah.
Elva15th asked, for a Q&A, do either of you believe that it gets annoying when people only use what it's topping?
You can go first.
I can go first. Well, it depends where you are. If you're on a tournament, accept people to play Cancer. They want to win. I mean, they drove there like a day or 3 hours, and if I drive somewhere 3 hours for a tournament, I expect to do my best. If you're at locals and everyone's playing the meta deck, maybe they're just play testing. You can always ask them to play a crap deck if you don't want to play against the leaders all day.
I got you, boy.
Yeah, I personally don't think it's annoying, because when I buy a deck for like 200 euros, I know not everyone does that, but some people do that. I see that on Facebook. I want to play test the shit out of that, and so please don't get annoyed if I play that all the time. I want to use it at some point.
Please don't cry.
Like I don't buy a car for 1,000, 2,000 euro and then don't drive it because my neighbor doesn't like it.
Oh, I like the analogy. So, I agree. Basically, at first I used to be like, oh, I like it at my locals when someone plays a casual deck, so I can be like a bit more breeding and so forth. But consider that at an actual event where it matters, you will also be facing the good decks. So why would you not want to face meta and actually learn the matchup, get better at
chance.
Yeah, and then get better, and then at the actual events you will be way better in countering that deck. Apart from that, this is still a game that's supposed to be competitive some way. So I don't see why you would be annoyed at people playing what's actually good. Now, then again, there are times where you want to play an actual fun deck and not deleters. And so it might be interesting, like we had that. Jay was like, could you please not play deleters? And I was like, sure.
Yeah, but after like 4 rounds, I was like, okay, that's enough for now.
Yeah, it's enough deleters. So like, if you're close friends with the person you're playing against, you just ask, okay, please take something else. But generally, you should be getting better at the matchup in order to prepare for the bigger events.
Yep. Slay asks, I want to make a Sherrod deck, but I don't know where to start. Any tips? Get your Were Tigers now.
Yes, buy the Were Tigers. They're gonna go up. Buy Blittermouse, buy Gilles de Rais, buy the...
Only 2.
Yeah, 2 of...
Buy the old Sherrod.
No, the second Sherrod. Right?
Yeah, the actual, at the moment where this video comes out, the actual Sherrod.
Yeah, so just the second one.
The Tom, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, the Silent Tom one.
Yeah.
Apart from that, is there anything? Oh, the Fighters Collection, Unflipped Dude.
Yeah, G-Guard. You play Broccoli Boy, the all PGs, so you still have a PG. And he's like €1 to €2. Place that is easy to get. Yeah,
so basically the reason you do that is we assume, as I said in the video, Dark Railers is going to be insane. So you will see the mirror match often, and if they dust you, you lose your darkness ability, meaning your PG, the new one, the very new one, no longer works, and so you don't run it, because the mirror is going to fuck you.
Yeah, so get that stuff.
Yep, the closet, balloon, broccoli, whatever the hell.
Also asks, what does Luard need to be top tier? So I would start with, why was Luard top tier in the first place? At the moment it came out, it had this giant hand, this extremely giant hand.
Yeah.
It had Phantom Blaster Diablo for anyone who wanted to not have a field, because Grendel was the thing back there.
Yeah.
So what does it need now? I think it needs way more aggression. Yep. I played against the deck with the new Jet Z, and the deck doesn't push enough.
Yep,
you need more aggression, and the Ritual X really helps with that.
Yeah, indeed. And more importantly, actually, if you're going up against control, well, new Luard doesn't have that problem, but current Luard does, where if you don't get your on-stride skill, you don't get your Belials unless you use Fodla. And sometimes you don't have the counter blast, or you don't have Fodla herself.
Yeah.
So like, control really fucks that matchup, because you don't get your on stride, and so you don't get your calls, and so you don't get your pluses. So Overlords and KOs are annoying. So I think they need a G-Guard that lets you call in the battle phase, first of all. Or maybe even better yet, they need a G-Guard that says, choose 2 circles, you can take the cards from that and put them back in the deck, and then call something from the deck.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but the first part isn't necessary.
Circles. Yeah, because of chaos.
Yeah, because of, so you have some form of unlock, because let's be real, if they start deluging you with close, with the new grade 2, like your field will be fully locked by default. That's because the deck is stupid. So if you are fully locked, Luard does nothing. Absolutely vanilla. And so they need that unlock. I think they need a G-Guard that says choose 2 circles, get rid of that shit, and then also call something from deck, because you want to be able to get your on-stride against Overlord and stuff like that. Yep. Well, but the new one doesn't care regardless. I still think there's some value, especially to stop Ziegenberg and stuff like that, so you still have a field.
That's true. Chilling Nico asks, what deck has the best shot at surviving a Heritage turn? For whoever does not know, Heritage is the new Gear Chronicle GR, which says after you end your turn, you flip 4 ZTBs down, strike them again, and you have another turn.
Yeah, you have an extra turn.
So many people hate this card. Sorry about it. I saw so many videos calling this card a cancer card. We tested it. It's not as broken as it looks like. So hold your tomatoes back for now. The thing is, what makes ZTB strong is like gear mix, because it's a good push. You can combine the triggers with the sheep. You have dust. We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, dust is dumb.
What does Heritage do? Except giving you a next turn, he does nothing. He's a vanilla strike.
Just a tiny strike, just an extra turn.
Yeah, it sounds like nothing, but when you do it, what deck have the best chances? If you can guard like... You have 2 PGs in your hand.
Here's how to stop Heritage. 2 PGs.
2 PGs, Heritage is stopped.
No, it's still... Okay, can I come in?
Yeah.
I'm gonna... So I agree, because I played against it. Like decks these days, competitive decks. So don't come at me with, oh, I'm a Ruda, I can't. Like, yes, non-competitive decks will just die against Heritage. End of story. But
yeah, that's true. Okay.
Given competitive decks, you can survive Heritage just by having solid hand size. So like I said, the way I played Havas, I always have 12 card hands. And so when someone Heritages me, it's like, I don't care, PG, G-guard. And so the issue is, with Heritage, you get your 3 drive checks, but the power in ZTB is with your sheeps, you restand the pony, which is then a 16 or 21k if you were lucky with the triggers, and that push is painful, that restand. But you don't have that anymore because you restart your turn, and more importantly, you can't play Ox anymore, because Ox would lose his power on Heritage.
Because you flip 4 ZTBs down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, the extra turn is really good. But the problem is here the records alone, which is the really cool thing about the extra turn, that you can call new stuff and restart new stuff. But the records alone don't do that much. Yeah. You have to get triggers in your drive checks to use the sheeps. If you don't get that, you have 11k, 26.
Yeah, it reminds me of posts at 12 blasters. If you didn't hit triggers, it was just a shite deck.
So Heritage is still really good, but it's not as cancer as many people make it out to be.
Yeah, but I will say, if they get more support, let's say that they're 10k, like they get a 10k base card with a skill that gives them a lot of power.
Yeah, then Heritage automatically becomes way better.
Yeah, exactly. If they get more cards that actually... Because that's one thing, you have the new Lego Grade 1.
The Lego Grade 1.
Yes, it adds power, and so that's something. In dust turns especially, that hurts a lot.
Yeah.
So I would say, if they keep getting something that gets more power, then they might then Heritage becomes better. Yeah. But for now, it's not as insane.
Yeah, it just feels better to just dust the opponent, but it just works better.
Yeah, dust just auto wins. Like you could say, what if I have a 15 card hand? You lose it. Because you can still use your Pegasus and your sheep bullshit on dust. And you can unflip with your new crit.
Card Sodium Cyanide asks, question and answer, how do you think you're gonna build Chariot deck after GBT14 release? So we actually did that already.
Yeah, we built the deck, we made a list, but we're not gonna share it.
I will. So I'm a really big fan of Assassins in a Chariot deck, just because you have dust. 20k hits, really good. 10 alone is already really good, just out of Soul for Nothing. What you gonna play? You're gonna play 4 of the new Chariots, 3 of the Tom's Chariots. You're gonna play the new triple rare, which name I forgot again. Balan.
Yeah. Puppy, stopping me.
You're gonna play the new Tom Grade 2, because he's a 19k. With Balan, he's like, no grade 0s, no grade 1s, I have fun with your G-Gods. Yeah, like that. And then you kind of play the alt build.
Yeah, I agree.
Game Freak asks, what's the best way to keep track of overseas meta? Like who's topping, what's topping in deck list? Search on YouTube for VGCS and you will find some Japanese channels.
Yep.
Just click on them, they have tons and tons of those videos.
Yeah. Most are shit quality, like camera wise. So sometimes it might be blurry, but it should be good enough. And then also Twitter, if you go to hashtag VGCS, you see all the topping lists.
Card Gamers Discussion Group on Facebook, c.d.g.
Yeah.
They post a lot. There's a guy who always posts new lists.
Yeah, and there are many fucking Facebook groups with so many lists and results, and that's
Watch
how you
Maxime's
keep track.
videos. He's like posting a machine gun.
And that's also why so many people get angry at the tier list, because they're like, "How do you even know?" Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
Yeah, well,
"Bitch, there are results."
there are results. Oh, I want to read that.
Is it good?
No, it's Salt Against Me because
Yes,
of the
tell me.
I'm not going to say the name. He hasn't achieved anything, man. He won with Geek Chronicle. There's nothing to be proud of. While I can understand that Type Leap was a cancer deck, I can also understand that the 8 people I played against, also every one of them played Time Leap.
So he's at least the best of using the cancer deck. I mean,
Not saying that, you're saying that, I just think I'm okay.
yeah, he just crit sacked every single game. He went double crit on first try and won. So
Yeah.
don't give him
because
too
I
much
did.
credit. Can I actually I wanna talk about this.
Yes.
I'm going to defend you, my bro. So people go like, "Oh, he just stopped because he played cancer," and I'm like, the funny thing is when those people actually play those cancer decks, they don't top, because they generally actually don't look beyond that deck is meta and fuck that deck, and don't really think about all the interactions you need to keep in your head and know the deck fully to truly grasp all the power out of it. And so we definitely saw that with Nitros. I'd say like a few months ago when Nitros was like the thing, there was a gigantic gap between people who mastered that deck and just picked it up because it was meta. And so you had people like Commander Jamie, shout out the bro, topping with it because he actually knew every single combo by heart and every interaction, and it was super amazing. Then you had people just playing the Negru Songer, call a card, it's big now, and they just didn't do any interaction because it's a really hard deck to know against every other matchup. And so I really think like, sure, your chances of topping go up if you take the best deck, sure, but you still need to beat the other players with the best decks.
I mean, there was a blaster deck that just won world championships with 7 other overlords in the tops.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those overlord players obviously can play. They would be in worlds otherwise.
Yeah.
But if you know your deck really well, and maybe crit sack a bit.
Stand sack a bit,
Stand
but
sack
still
a
the
bit.
skill though. I mean, he didn't make a misplay, not one.
Yeah, he had to know the overlord deck really well.
Yeah, like Jesus.
So yeah,